Well, good morning, and thanks for staying with us here on My KC Live. I'm Kerrigan Arnold.
And I'm Shane Kanicki. It's time for 1% Better, where we share small changes that can lead to big positive impacts in your life.
That's right. And a recent study from the University of Michigan actually found that people who maintain an optimistic outlook are 35% less likely to experience burnout and even live 7 years longer than pessimists. Ooh. But it is obviously no surprise that some of us, optimism can seem a little bit like wishful thinking or even toxic positivity.
Yeah, today, motivational speaker, executive coach, and our transformation conductor, Rich Bracken, is here to help us ditch that thought of perfection. Rich, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here and not in the segment where you toss people. So I appreciate
that. Listen, I'm not going to toss anybody else today, worry not. But go ahead and break down the difference between optimism and then, like we're saying, toxic positivity.
Yeah, toxic positivity is something that we see on social media all the time. Like, there are no problems, everything is fine. Yeah. Like, hashtag blessed. Like, it's a matter of...
That's accurate.
I had to drop that in there. But optimism is understanding that there are problems. Things are going to be hard and difficult, but there are solutions and ways that you can move forward with them, as opposed to just blanketing everything and making things completely oblivious to any problems.
Yeah, and you kind of know it when you're seeing it, too. It's like it can't be that perfect all the time, but optimism is such a powerful tool for motivation. Why is that?
So when we're optimistic, we look at things as possibilities. We look at problems as overcomable.
Yeah.
So when we build that resilience through optimism, we actually become mindfully stronger. We become more resilient in that because we understand that there is a solution there somewhere.
Yeah.
We just got to keep working until we find it, as opposed to just saying, well, no problems exist in my life, and they're still there. It's not that they don't exist. We're just trying to make them disappear.
Yeah,
but subconsciously, we are actually struggling more because we're also putting forth the work to put them away and to keep them away, and also blind ourselves to the idea that there are no problems.
Yeah, you know they're still there in the back of your mind, too, which is causing a little bit of stress at the same time.
Without a doubt. Now, so can optimism, can it really change the outcomes then, or is that just a mindset?
Well, optimism does a couple of different things. Optimism creates the mindset that potential is there, that solutions are there, that if I put in a little work or if I seek out an opportunity to solve a problem, I can do that. So it builds that strength, it builds the mindset. But also when we have that mindset, we actually put things into action, as opposed to just sitting still and saying, I just think this problem's going to go away at some point. Hopefully that just happens, or
this
I have some
figure
magic,
itself out.
Yeah, here's this magic solution I can just put on and it'll just disappear.
Sure.
So when we're actually acting on those things, when we're moving on the mindset, we become stronger, we find better solutions to these problems, and that helps us overall psychologically.
Yeah, for sure. So when you talk about actually putting them into action, what are some of the things that people can do to do that?
Yeah, and most times when I think about like I can't do something or it's not possible to do that, what can I do in a little step to change that mindset? What can I try? What can I look at trying and understanding that I may fail or it may not work or I may have to try several different times?
Yep.
That builds those small steps of resilience. We talk all the time about the small steps, the 1%, right? It's that little effort that we put in. So every time you try something new, as opposed to just saying it's just not going to work or I'm just going to sit still and panic until something changes, then it
does not ever work.
Like none of us have ever done that, right?
Yeah.
But understanding that it's just that action that we have to take.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, if people want to make or take an action today to reach out to you and learn more about all that you have to talk about, what's the best way to connect? Because I know a lot of people watching are like, I need to kind of fix this mindset.
Yeah, I think I'm optimistic that you're all going to go to my website, richbracken.com.
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend that you're not going to be there, but yeah, richbracken.com has got everything you need.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, Rich, thank you so much for being here. We love having you,
tips.
and we love talking positivity. And something else that's very positive